Hi everyone, it's yet again time for another motovlog, and I'm in a good mood today. I had a good night of sleep. Those are rare lately, so I had the full 8 hours of sleep last night. And B, I finally got news from our leasing company that I can pick up my new car tomorrow afternoon around 4 o'clock, which is great. I already received the necessary paperwork, so now I just have to get to the dealer and pick up the vehicle. My old car hasn't been sold yet, but I guess I'll lower the price a bit and see if it moves along a bit easier then. It's cold as shit for the moment. I have no idea how cold again. Pity this doesn't have a temperature reader, but I would guess around 3 or 4 degrees Celsius. And with 0.0 sunshine, that is cold. But I'm not complaining. I'm in an awfully good mood. Not that my new car is going to be something extraordinary special. You may know it's a Ford B-Max, which is the smallest people carrier they have. So it's the very mini MPV Ford. But it's a car, and the main thing is that I don't have to worry about it breaking down or gas or all that. Company is paying for all that shit. What I did want to talk about is, and this is a problem that I notice every day in Belgium. I suppose you have this. That was a girl driver, a girl rider, I should say. But you have it in a lot in Belgium. When I'm driving through, by example, Germany, you do have a couple of dicks there, but considerably less than around Antwerp or Brussels in Belgium. And I don't get how a normal person can get behind the wheel and suddenly turn into an asshole. I can't put it differently. He was looking at me like, what the fuck is he talking to himself? I'm out in the country, so they're not used to motovloggers and stuff like that yet here. But anyway, how can a normal person get into a car and suddenly turn into an aggressive asshole? So the main problems in Belgium are merging when there's, by example, a dual carriageway and one of the lanes is closed due to works. Then of course the 2 lanes will have to merge into one, and this is still a big problem in Belgium. People, if you stay into the lane that's gonna be closed till the last second, people will get very annoyed if you try to merge. But my opinion is that they bring that upon themselves. If everyone would just get quite close to the obstacle that causes the merging situation, and then you would just merge one by one without being difficult or assholes about it, it would go very smooth. Now you have these situations where you have a lineup of 3 kilometers on the right lane and no one takes the left lane for the last few kilometers, and then they're angry at the guys who do take the left lane until they hit the obstacle. But if everyone would just stay on both lanes until you're actually close to the obstacle, my opinion is you wouldn't give the assholes that try to cut you up the opportunity to do so, because there would be just as much people on the left lane as on the right lane. And another problem in Belgium, as everyone knows, gas prices, so fuel prices are rather high lately. So people will try to be as economical as possible with their fuel, but at the same time they don't want anyone to pass them. So what you get is a 3-lane highway, or a 4-lane highway for that matter, filled with people driving next to each other at exactly the same pace. And yeah, again, they can turn into real assholes if someone indicates with their lights to get them to either move along or move out of the way. And often they're not even doing the speed limit at the far left lane, which for the people in the UK you can just vice versa that to the far right lane. And it's annoying because what they don't seem to understand is that people can get annoyed. Everyone can get annoyed, even the calmest. I'm quite a calm person and I can get annoyed as well. I'll also not claim that I've never been an asshole in traffic. I think everyone has had their point on a shitty day where the shit just boils over and you turn into a dick. But afterwards I do usually regret doing that. It's like, was that really necessary? Why couldn't I just let them have their fucking space and go? But on merging I hardly ever do it. I hardly ever deny someone to merge in front of me, because that causes also a lot of accidents. People are getting too close to each other just to deny that one person of getting in between. Suddenly the first one has to slam his brakes for whatever reason, or starts playing with his brakes because he's annoyed that the person behind him is driving way too close. And that's when accidents start happening. When you're driving or riding too slow on a left lane or a right lane in the UK, you should also know that guys driving a bit faster than you in a peaceful state of mind are a lot less dangerous than guys that are getting annoyed and pissed off because you're blocking their path, and maybe they're in a hurry for some reason. You never know. They could have a family member with the health problem who they're getting to help, and they want to be there as fast as possible. Of course, it's understandable. Screenshot. But if you're going to block people like that, they're going to do stupid things. So it's better to just, if you wanna drive slow, I drive slow a lot of times. If I had a rough day, I usually drive slow on the right side of the road. Again, in England, that would be the left side of the road. And I just allow people that wanna go faster to go faster. But anyway, I just don't get it. And true, there are assholes that will try to cut up as many people as possible and try to gain that one spot and be the first. And those guys are also annoying, but just let them have it. It's not worth getting in a huff about that. It's definitely not worth having an accident over that one. So if you get in a car or on your bike and you realize of yourself that you may also be an asshole from time to time, which I don't hold against you, as I said, I have it from time to time as well. Next time just try to calm down, breathe in, breathe out, count to 3, and just, what the fuck is your problem? Just yeah, just let people ride the way they want to ride or drive the way they want to drive, and give them some space to do so, to make traffic a lot safer. I also noticed, and I noticed this with myself, with family members who are not complete assholes as well. My brother and my father are the worst at it. If someone makes a mistake in traffic, don't kill him over it. Everyone makes mistakes. Okay, if someone does something stupid and dangerous deliberately, it's okay to go at them for a bit, verbally then. But if someone makes a mistake, an honest mistake, and okay, he may endanger himself or you or someone else, there's no reason to go at him. It seems people find themselves to be perfect drivers or riders most of the time, and it's always the other ones that suck. But everyone seems to think that, and that's funny. I've actually taught some people how to drive, some mates. I assisted with some mates, and I basically taught my brother to drive from scratch. And they're all decently good drivers, but they all still make mistakes. And I will definitely not claim not to make any mistakes ever. You just can't have seen everything always. What you can do is try to anticipate other people's mistakes. That way they won't give you a scare if they make one, and you'll react far less aggressive when it happens. That's just my 2 cents on that one. So as Roadcraft Nottingham would say, anticipate. You should actually always anticipate, because you never know. Everyone can make a mistake, sometimes very weird and unexplainable mistakes, but they can happen. When I was still riding my moped, I once got caught by a very old guy at an intersection where he clearly should have given way to me. He came up really slow, so I thought he's going to stop, and he kept on rolling. So in the end I had to make an evasive maneuver, which could have been easily avoided from my side, because I could have predicted that there was something wrong, seeing the way he was sitting behind his wheel and the way he just kept up his speed and didn't slow down at all. So after evading him, he drove straight onto the curb into a bush. So I stopped to check what his problem was, and apparently he had a minor heart attack behind the wheel. So he froze up, he couldn't move anymore, he couldn't brake, which is definitely not his fault, but which is also something you definitely don't expect to happen. I'm just going to have a quick stop at my favorite parking lot and see what our favorite stream in Antwerp, that's the Schelde, that's the reason why we have the port of Antwerp, looks like today. When the weather's nice, I often stop here for a bit. Look at that majestic stream and all the industry around it. Just gonna put my key in my pocket. Don't want it to fall into the damn water. It's incredibly quiet here. This could possibly be the foulest stream in the world. Although there has been a considerable increase of fish living in this stream lately. Even some fish that are not supposed to live here are living close to the nuclear power plant, which is downstream for a kilometer or 30 or 40. Because the water has warmed up there, because they use water from the stream as to cool their reactor. So there are some more tropical kinds of fish living there, which isn't a problem by itself. They're not a dominant species, so they're not endangering the other life around here. They don't bring the ecosystem out of balance yet. And there are also seals that live downstream further to Holland, so it can be that bad with the pollution. It's also, you can see, normally downstream is that way, but the water is flowing that way right now because it's probably, the tide is probably coming in. It's because we're a rather flat country, this stream is sensitive to tides way inland. Anyway, enough of that. I shall end my vlog here. I'll check you guys later.